On this exciting mini-episode, it's a battle of two gals, Dixie Dayton, Elaine Barton. Who you got? It's a special audio edition of my Perry Mason Season 1 Defendants Tournament. Now, on the Perry Pod. Welcome, everyone. I'm your humble host, Jonathan Searcy. Before we move on to Season 4 of Perry Mason, I thought I'd finish out our Season 1 Defendants Tournament. The setup, I'd put all 40 of Season 1's defendants into a bracket. They're facing off against each other for the crown of Season 1 champion. My criteria, pretty simple. 1, was the defendant memorable? 2, was the defendant the most compelling guest star in the case? 3, did Perry respect the defendant? And number 4, do we have any other history with this actor or actress who portrayed the defendant? You'll see how it works soon enough. I'm not ranking the episodes. My fave Season 1 episode, The Case of the Screaming Woman, but it only has a so-so defendant, Leona Walsh. I don't really care for The Case of the Fiery Fingers, but Nora Mae Quincy made it into the second round. In this mini-episode, Dixie Dayton barely has a line in the entire episode. What do you say except she's got a moth-eaten mink and a hubby doing time. Now she's doing time for a murder her husband was involved with. Memorable? Meanwhile, Elaine Barton is a man she loves, but an ex who won't leave her alone. 1 minute she's cautious, the next she's a coquette. There's a mink versus a minx. Let's see who comes out on top. Category 1, was the defendant memorable? Dixie Dayton? Second fiddle to her brother-in-law, Maury. She's a rarity, a co-defendant. But this is really Maury's episode if we're picking between the two. Though I will admit, the titular mink is hers.
Mason, this coat belongs to Dixie Dayton, the waitress.
That coat?
It's not as good as it looks. There are a few moth holes.
As for Elaine, she's a type, someone who needs Perry, but backs into it because she's being blackmailed by an awful ex. She is the title character, after all. Advantage, Elaine. She actually talks, and she gets some pool time with her main squeeze, Ross.
Darling, you really don't think that Sheila's interested in me?
When an attractive widow takes a good-looking man and makes him one of her business partners, she... Oh, I'm sorry, Ross. I'm making noises like a jealous female.
Category 2. Was the defendant the most compelling non-permanent character in the case? We talked about this in the Maury Allen episode. The most compelling character in The Case of the Moth-Eaten Mink is Jaffrey. Dixie isn't even the most compelling defendant. Elaine, meanwhile, doesn't exactly win for her episode either. I think Sheila Cromwell or Harry Pitkin take the prize.
Did you hear everything?
You were great, Mrs. Cromwell. Thanks for a wonderful job.
Sheila, if you're looking for a heroine. Harry Pitkin, if you're looking for a villain. Still, Elaine is at least in contention. Advantage, Elaine Barton. Category 3. Does Perry respect the defendant? Perry finds himself back at Maury's as The Case of the Moth-Eaten Mink closes, but he's not getting waited on by Dixie. His one-on-one in prison with Maury, not Dixie. Perry is initially skeptical of Elaine, too.
I need a lawyer. Are you very expensive?
Very.
I'm not joking. I need your help. I'm being blackmailed. And I thought, well, if someone like you could go and talk to this man, maybe you could frighten him off. What do you think?
I think you're an excellent actress, Miss Barton.
Because it appears she's hurting him in a car accident case. But he takes her case and does right by her. Advantage. Admittedly, Perry spends the last real scene praising Sheila and the denouement ridiculing insurance agent Mr. Bates. But I'd still give the nod to Elaine. Category 4. Do we have a prior history with the actor or actress? Kay Fenton, Kip Hamilton? Both only appeared in one episode. Advantage, push. Final verdict, the judge rules in favor of Elaine Barton. Congratulations, Elaine. May you embrace love instead of fear in your next relationship. And may you also stay in the pool for longer than one lap. Come on, here's the courage rather than caution or coquettishness. As for the rest of you, may you keep on walking that Park Avenue beat!